It's been an amazing show so far, and finally joining us on the couch for a final conversation is Nigerian filmmaker Adebola Ogunshina. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm very good.
Why are you laughing?
Is the stress?
Is the stress in you, Abby? I just said, let me calm down and then take it again. Okay, so now we're talking earlier, you're telling me of how you're a filmmaker. I mean, you direct, you produce, you write scripts, you run shows and things like that. So now tell me, how did you find yourself on this path to being a filmmaker? And what is it about filmmaking that literally just keeps you going back?
I studied theater arts, so almost naturally you would venture into filmmaking.
Why not dancing? You look like a dancer.
No. Dance is very difficult. In fact, I still posted something on my status like yesterday. I was at my child's graduation ceremony in a school, and I saw my son dancing, and I'm like, this guy, the apple did not fall too far away from the tree.
Amazing. Okay, so now you actually studied theater arts, and then you came out and decided. What was your first directing? What was your directing debut like?
First directing?
What was your directing debut?
Oh, yeah. So that's Awaladun Day. Well, no. I'd done some short films on my own. You know, I tried to learn from people, and then I realized that some of them were just going to stress me, victimize me. So I just said, no, I wasn't going to do this again. I would go on YouTube and learn. And then I would learn on the job as well. So I started making my own short films. You know, in fact, as a matter of fact, I started from recording my friends in the flat, and then I'll stop, I'll pause, then play. I'll tell them what to do and then play. They'll do it and then pause again.
And then pause again. Okay,
that's
film. Where it started from. Amazing. I mean, you make it sound so easy and simple and direct. But I know that writing, producing, and directing are definitely no child's play. Now, have you been on a set where you had to do the three of them? Where you had to write a script, be a director, interpret the script, and then as a producer, pull resources together? Yes,
I have. Awaladunde, I did that on Awaladunde as well. I was the head writer, and I directed. And then even recently, Man Pikin, where I was the showrunner and director.
Okay.
I had to edit all the script and then direct all the episodes.
Wow.
And then, I mean, when you're showrunner, you are going to do some producing duties.
Course,
so I did almost everything.
So what was multitasking like? I do not want to imagine.
Tough.
Tough,
but interesting.
Tough, but interesting. So we were talking earlier, you were telling me of how you actually are more into native Nigerian movies, movies that literally speak our local dialect. So now, why is that?
So I have a theory, and it's my own theory, that we would be better off if we speak in our local languages than if we speak in English.
Okay.
But, you know, it's just my own theory.
Okay.
So, it's born out of this. You know, I thought, okay, if I give an actor an English script to read, he first translates into his local language, and then he now starts thinking of characterization. Whereas if it's in your local language, you just start acting, you just deliver. You know, rather than now first interpret, and then you now take that whole process to now get into characterization. So it's a lot for me. So I just feel, let me take that out and let them speak in their local language. And it's been very nice.
It's been very nice. So when you write script, do you write local scripts in local languages?
Yes. I understand Yoruba very well.
Oh, wow. So you write a whole script in Yoruba. I would love to see what that looks like. You actually write all of that in Yoruba.
Yes.
And they actually deliver it. Because it's true, characterization is very important in filmmaking, as well as, I mean, when you talk about the interpretation of the script, there's certain things in Yoruba you can definitely not say in English. Do you understand? And vice versa. So it's definitely bringing us back to our roots. Now, that brings us to the type of movies that the Nigerian movie industry actually creating these days. What do you have to say about it? So now we're seeing a lot of movies where we're going deep into our roots and producing, or rather pulling out those stories, right? But then again, we're seeing that even in those stories pull out, they're still trying to mix it with the Western way of doing things. That's why the fact, I mean, we're still trying to keep and retain our culture in this movie. So now what do you have to say about that mix and match?
I mean, it's fine. I particularly love that we are now doing more of our more of our films in local languages. I mean, there's King of Thieves, and then after King of Thieves, you now have a lot of films in that genre. You know, that's what people are doing now, and it's interesting to me to see. In some of my own films as well, I try to have some form of blend.
Okay.
Yoruba, yes, but Yoruba is takes 80% of the whole thing.
Oh.
But you also want to blend with English because you want to bring in, you want to attract other
other
region.
native.
So
Very
yeah.
true. Okay, so now
that's
we
what
have
do.
one of your clips here. I think Mofe.
Mofe.
Mofe, yes, we actually have it here. So let's see. You were a director on this one.
Yes.
Right, okay, so now
A producer.
And a producer. So now I saw some really prominent characters in there. So how do you manage to, how is it managing characters on set? From a producer's point of view.
Yeah, I mean, it's communication, basically. Communication. If it's so easy to manage actors because you must have some form of agreement before they even come on the project.
Yeah.
And if you notice that any actor is trying to be difficult, you communicate.
You communicate.
Rather than get angry, you communicate.
Yeah. Now tell me, what was Mofe about?
So it's simple. It's based off a couple who based the planning of their wedding on the promises of a distant uncle.
Okay.
I mean, it's so Nigerian.
And it's so Nigerian. I mean, definitely different types of drama.
Yeah, it's a romance drama. People tell you you're about to, you fix the date for your wedding and you're hoping that people are going to spray you money. That's, so let's borrow money and let people spray us.
All right, amazing. Okay, so we have breakfast ready for you in the kitchen.
Okay.
So we're actually going to be heading to the kitchen now. I hope you eat in the morning. I know it's early.
I eat anytime.
You eat anytime. I understand now. Late nights, early mornings, it really doesn't matter.
Anytime.
So we're actually heading into the kitchen now to make sure Chef Tina is ready for us. Chef Tina, okay.